Hi there, a very good morning and good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm live in this live session, as promised, just after 2 o'clock. Hopefully, you'll be getting the updates for the live session that we have currently. So today, I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, a very important one. Basically, it's about investments and trading and where do people make most of the money. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Apart from that, I'll talk about the markets as well, and also will look at how things would pan out in the next 1 month or so. Afternoon, Samarjeet. So let more people join in. It's a Sunday, so we'll have a decent discussion on this topic. Plus about the markets. I have been going through some health issues with respect to my eyes, so kindly do request you to just abide by that. But that's why I was late on it, and maybe I'll miss out on some videos going forward as well because I have been advised some rest as well, along with working on the laptop. So that's one thing I want to just tell you. Uh, so coming back to the markets has been doing well. It has been around. Uh, it has been around a year and a half since the market has been in an upswing, and it is extremely, you can say, heartening to see that market is consolidating. I would love to see it consolidate for a month and a half. That would just trigger another up move going forward. So what that would mean is probably you will have a situation where the markets majors consolidate here between 15,500, 15,400 on the bottom line, and probably 16,000, 16,200 on the upside. And if that continues till September, we could see an upswing from October onwards. So that's about the market. But I still believe that if a correction comes in of even 7 8%, then we could be in for a level in which we could be looking to buy into, and all investors should be looking to buy into the market rather than be scared and sell the stocks. Remember, on a very short term basis, these stocks are expensive, and that's why a correction is probably what could be possible, probably going ahead. So be ready for a correction. Even if you have bought in a week's 10 days time, say 10 days ago, you could be looking at a correction probably in the next few weeks in some of the stocks or sector. All right, so that's about the markets itself. uh, there have been a lot of queries about stocks that rise a lot. So I want to just say one thing, and these queries have come in in most of the Patreon, you can say, queries that have come in. Whenever a stock, I don't want to name a stock here, but a number of stocks, whenever they go up 20, 30, 40% in a week, and they are going up vertically, then the queries start coming in that whether this is a good time to buy. Always for stocks, and I mentioned that for any company, whether it is a large cap like a DMart, or a mega cap like an HUL or a TCS, or a very small company like a Kilpest, or for that matter a Frontier Springs, etc. Whenever these stocks consolidate, and I'm just giving you examples, not that these are buys, but whenever these stocks consolidate, whenever nobody's talking about it, whenever these stocks are doing nothing, and you know that fundamentals of these companies are good, that is the time to buy, not after a 30 40% move. Second point here is, yes, you can definitely buy after a 40% move in those stocks, but what precisely you need to do is you need to have a heart, and you need to understand that if you're buying a stock 30% higher, your stop loss is at least 40% lower, or 20 25% lower. So if you are okay with that, go ahead and buy. Otherwise, when you buy, there is always a chance. In fact, 80% of the time, there is chances that your stock will fall, that the stock will fall in the next 1 week, 10 days. It will consolidate and then move up, and I have seen that with experience over the last decade. I have done these mistakes. You can call it mistakes, or I have done this aspect of thing, that buying uh, after a move of 40-50% in a week, after a vertical move in a stock, and then you have to wait it out for at least 6 months, 8 months, for those prices to again come in some cases a year, in some cases 3 weeks, 1 month, all like that. So in that sense, you would have to understand that it's better to buy after a consolidation, even after a big move, rather than buying something immediately, or rather than buying something after a move has taken place and immediately buying at that level. I can give you one example, and that is from BEML. I remember in 2014 it went up from 100 to 450, and I remember the date. It was around 11th April in 2014 when I bought the stock at 430 or 440, 435, something like that. And the stock went down, and it didn't work out at that point of time until at least September, October, when the stock really scaled those levels, or I think July, August. So it was a short term trade, but it took at least 4 months for that trade to work out, and the stock moved to 6 700. So it's always better to buy in consolidation, because after that BEML went into consolidation from 440, went down to 360, consolidated in these ranges, and then moved up. So all in all, that happens with all the stocks. So you need to wait. All our stocks give you opportunity. You look at a Happiest Minds, a disclaimer, I have it from 1580 to 1280, and now it is consolidating. May have a move up or down, but it has gone down 300 rupees even from those levels. Everybody was gung-ho at 1500, 1550, whether to buy or not, at least if they would have not bought. So that's my call, that whenever a stock goes up vertically, my call is always buy on consolidation, not at that point of time. All right, now coming to the crux, as around more than 100 people have joined in. Kindly do subscribe to my channel, and be a member at Patreon. You can be by tonight, and for the monthly membership that opens up. So you can buy the membership now, or get the membership for the month, and the link is in the description. Uh, so what I wanted to just tell you, and this has happened because at least two of the Patreon members have called me, contacted me with respect to short term trades and how to really make money. So basically, making money in the market, even in a bear market, and this is a bull market, is not that difficult. The point is, how much money can you make to survive the bear markets. So basically, what happens is, even with large investors, and you would agree with me, and kindly do write in the comment box, that most of the people make big money in the bull market and then just survive the bear markets. So I'll just continue that. Thanks a lot, Pratibhan, for your contribution. Biocon versus Syngene, which is better pick for long term? I think both of them. I would still pick Biocon as one of the best in the industry to buy it. The valuations are better, so you can go with that. And by long term, it means 3 years or more, not 1 year, but 3 years or more. Thanks a lot, Ranjit, for your contribution. What's your view on DP Wire? I have entry at 194, so I need to look at the stock at what is the current level, and I'll let you know. So basically, see all these. I want to know your time frame as well. If you have a time frame of 2 years or more, you can still stick with the stock. But if you have say less than that, then there would be issues. The current price is 208, so very near to your price. I would say keep a stop loss around 180, and hold the stock. We could see 250 levels in a year's time. So if you have 1 year time frame, no issue. 250 possible technically. If you don't, then 180 is your stop loss. Maybe exit 210, 215 is your exit level. So what I have learned, and people see, I have seen the bull phase of 2014 to 16. I've seen the bull phase that continued till 2017. Bull phase in the IT between 2011 to 13, IT, pharma, etc. And we have seen these moves in pharmaceuticals and other stocks. Uh, you need to make the best of this because the phases will change. So after every good move in the market, there is always a bear market in which you will be you you will be slaughtered to pieces in many cases, the traders. And so you have to have that buffer to survive that bear market, which in my understanding and analysis lasts for between 1 month to 13 months. So it can be between 1 month to 13 months. That is why it is essential to ride, even in trade, to ride the trade as much as possible. And that is why most of the Patreon members would see, and I'll update the portfolio online, that I have decided over the last 3 4 months 6 months to keep at it with the portfolio and even short term trade, to just stay with the short term trade, and that has rewarded me. So what has changed in the market over the last 4 5 years is that people are trading. There's no doubt about it that in trades the people are making money, but most of the money or the big money is made when you take the trade as long as you can. Take the trade in a sector that is in a very big bull run, and buy the best in that sector, hold that for 2 months, then 3 months, then 6 months, then 1 year, then 2 years, and then you make money. Some of the examples. So one is Bajaj Finance during the financial bull run of 2015-14. It started moving in 14-15, and you saw what happened after that. And all larger financials or better financials, NBFCs, did not do that well, but Bajaj Twins did, and they were the leaders in 2015. They are the leaders till today. Another, you can say, learning from that is that whatever is the leader in the early part of a surge, and is a leader by far, by not by 10 15 percentage points or 15%, but by 5 7 8x, it is just going up like that and producing that sort of a number in terms of sales and profitability, keeps on performing. So in you can say chemicals, you have an SRF, you have a Naveen Fluorine, you have an alkyl amines. No matter what people say about smaller companies being better valued and we should go for that and this, these three companies have been leaders for the last 3 4 5 years, and the same continues with other stocks. So in mid cap IT, it looked evident once the Happiest Minds IPO came in that the kind of business that it is doing in education technology, the kinds of clients it has, and everything, we will see that continuing, and the numbers continue. A 20% sales and profit growth, sales and bottom line growth is perhaps the best in the industry, be it large cap or mid cap. And that is why the stock has surged to 100 PE. You look at a DMart, everybody who did not buy it at 600 700 800 1200 1500 were negative about it, that it is expensive. Today also it is expensive. It was the leader in the retail space, it has remained. And somebody who would have taken a trade, say, at even at 650 700 after its listing, and held on to the stock, it has become more than 4x and nearly 5x now. uh, and how much time it has taken? It has taken, probably, if I remember, 17 was the listing, 21. So in 4 years, 5x. Yes, other stocks have become 20, 30, 40x. There's no doubt about it. But you never know which stock will go up how much. But you do know that which is the market leader in a space and which is performing. So you have to abide by that and take the trade longer. So even if you have taken a 6 month trade on a DMart, for instance, at 800, and the stock goes to 1500, yes, you can sell, no doubt about it, that you're making 70 80 90%. But just have a look at why it has gone to 1500, and whether in the next 1 year, 1.5 years, can it become 3000. And if it can you just hold on? And people who have held on made it 3 4 5x. So that's what I'm just sharing with you, that trading is fine, but money is made, and big money is being made by taking trades longer. taking trades to more than what you're thinking, because this bull market is rewarding those who are holding on to gems and holding on to longer time, holding on to them in difficult times as well. Thanks a lot, Ganesh, for your contribution. Can I hold Frontier Springs for next 5 years? A disclaimer: I have the stock. I think it's going to perform in FY23. Once the pandemic settles down, I am a firm believer that by next year end, so in 18 months' time, we will have a definite solution to this. Whether we'll have a third wave or fourth wave or not, or we can debate that. But after 1.5 years, I see the pandemic reducing manifold and reducing in strength as well. It requires Frontier Springs requires all trains to run at full capacity, and then their orders will increase, order book will increase, numbers will increase. So currently, it is extremely cheap. There are issues with the promoter, etc. You have to look at it and only then take a call. Yes, I am holding on. If you hold 5 years, you will end up making money. I don't know what prices, but hopefully money will be made in the stock. Thank you. So DMart is one example. Dixon Technology is another example, which came out with an IPO in 2017. We saw what has happened, and it went to 23,000. Now it is even bigger. So I'm saying before split, the way it has performed. Smaller or mid cap companies in domains with larger scale bandwidth, Garware Tech, you have in other businesses as well. I have always been a proponent of Bata, but Relaxo has done well as well in the mid cap. You can say leather front, footwear front. You look at a Whirlpool which has not done anything at the moment, but from 300-400 rupees to 2,000 over the last 3-4 years, 5 years. You look at a Britannia from 2012-13 time, when it was around 340 rupees, now 3,400. Yes, it has not done much. It has become 10x in 7-8 years, consolidating, doing extremely well. I'm just talking of the fact that yes, you can very well come back and tell me that there are many stocks which have become 30-40x in a year. But how many of retail investors would have made a lot of money in that? So you can write in that how many of you would have made 30-40x. Very few, probably 1 or 2% at best. I'm just telling you that if even if you have half decent stock, even if it is a large cap, even if you think it cannot be a multi-bagger, but the earnings will grow, you will make good amount of money in it if you spend time on it, if you really uh, keep at it and hold on to the stock. So that's my point in probably trading versus investment really does the thing for you. Mohammad Kayum, thanks for your contribution. Good afternoon. Your view on Sterling Tools, very good company. I would not look at the price at the moment. I would just say that the business of it is pretty good. It is just that when auto ancillary comes back into boom, this will perform. Don't put more than 5-7% in the stock. If you have a lot of holding in it, reduce. If you don't have, put it around 5-7% of your total portfolio. A very decent company Sterling Tools is in auto ancillary. So you can, if you have it, you can hold on to it. If you don't, you can buy on declines. Yes, thanks for your contribution. A lot. All right. So that's my call. You look at other kind of, you can say, consumer durable stocks. Some of them have not performed, but will perform once things open up. For example, a Blue Star has not done anything, but Voltas has done wonders. So those who are holding Blue Star, it doesn't mean it won't do anything. It's a matter of time when it performs. So that is my point about the stocks. That it is very necessary for you to have patience with the holding that you're having. If you believe in the story, and you will end up making money. One day you'll wake up and the stock is up 20%. It will go up 40-50% in a week and then settles down and just don't do anything. But you need to understand that in 1 year, what are your aims? What are you aiming for with those companies? For example, for me, 20 to 25% in a year in a stock is very much good enough if I'm confident that the story will continue going forward. So I'll keep on making 24-25%. So my call is invest, yes, trade into the stock, but when you think that that trade can become big and the numbers are coming up which are good, do not sell very quickly. Make a selling decision only when the business becomes weak and you believe that over 6 months the business may not perform. Then you sell your trades. In investment, if you believe that after 1 or 2 years also the business would not perform, you sell your investment. For example, in Frontier Springs, everybody asks and a lot of queries come in, it will perform once train starts moving big time, and that could happen from 23 onwards. We are in the middle of 21, so it's 1.5 years, not a lot of time. It's not that we have to wait 5 years for a move. I think from 23 onwards a move could come in those kind of stocks. A move could come in big time in Bata once schools open up. It is trying to open up now, but I believe that it will be shut down again. But from 23 onwards, that would also work. So a lot of companies in autos and SML Suzu, which has most of the business from school vans, school vehicles, it will perform going forward. So we can name a number of stock. It doesn't mean you go ahead and buy it. This is not recommendation. I'm just saying that in markets, if you have patience, you can make huge money. You can make 200, 300, 500% if you have the time frame, if you have the patience. But if you just want to make 20, 30%, you can very well make, but after a period of time you will say that okay, you'll make 20%, 30% here and there, and after a year when you look at your PNL account, you might have just made about 30% after all the trades that you have taken up, and you would have paid a lot of STT, a lot of taxes, short term capital gains, etc. So that's what I have learned, and that's what I probably preach, that buy stocks according to the charts, but hold on to trades to make big money. All right, I'm ready to answer your queries. You can use the super chat and super sticker feature that will help me grow the channel. That will help you also ask me questions and eke out answers in greater detail from me. Also, support me on Patreon. You can be a member there with $10. You can be a member there with $100 for a year, and that would be a 20% discount for you. So that's my call. Sona Blue is a BLW is a very decent company, but the stock has run up a lot. The stock has run up a lot, so it's better to probably wait for a market decline to buy into the stock. A Dixon can be bought if for some reason you get it at lower levels would be better if you want to take a trade. Long term, it's a very good story. I think year and a half in that time frame, 6,000 is very much possible on Dixon. So 30-40% upside on Dixon in a year's time, very much possible. TTK Prestige you can buy at current levels. I think there's no point waiting for certain declines. Current levels you can buy any 8-10% decline, you buy more. So you buy 30-35% now, declines you buy more, and then when it settles down, doesn't move anywhere, and you believe that it's not going down, buy the third slot. So that's how you go ahead and buy into a TTK Prestige. FL, I have mentioned time and again that there are issues with their supplies, etc., customers, so on and so forth. Better to buy above 46, 4700 rather than at current levels. Let it settle down. It may fall even further. So it's better to probably buy into the stock uh, on a rise rather than at these levels. Sumitomo Chemicals, decent company. It has risen a lot, buying on decline. So that's the call on Sumitomo. Alright. I think Hindustan Food is nicely poised, 18, 1900, good levels to enter. But remember, it's a small cap, so there could be volatility. There could be a lot of selling, buying happening. So better to probably uh, get into it in a gradual manner. Don't buy immediately the whole lot, the whole 100%. Buy 30-40%, as I mentioned, and then do the trick. I think Kilpest is at decent levels at 640, 650. It can go to 600. uh, I think the best of the results are out of the way. I think the results will dip, and that's why the selling is taking place. But I'm looking forward to its NSE listing, etc. It's a 2,000 rupees stock over the next 2 3 years time frame. Loris Labs were very good levels at 580, 590 to buy 600 or so. Even at current levels, you can buy. There's another up move that is happening. There is a fresh move that is happening. I won't be surprised if it ends up being 818 to 3 months and 1200 in probably 18 months or so. All right. A lot of slabs after results. Thanks for your contribution. I'm positive on the stock. 1,000, as I mentioned, possible over the next 18 months on the stock. Any declines to 650, it's a buy. 640 current levels, you can buy few shares. On consolidation, buy more. So that's my call on Lotus Labs. All right. Thank you, Bharat, for your contribution. View on Amber. Why is a Dixon? Always liked Dixon, always liked the best of the company in that space. Dixon has more, you can say, clients, etc. And it has consolidated over a period of time. It has not gone to 6,000, 7,000. It is between 4,000, 5,000 levels. I would prefer Dixon. In those two, I think 6,000 possible over the next 6 to 9 months. Yes. SBI cards, yes, 1,000 very good levels for the next 3 4 years. If you can buy at it, I think 2,000 possible in the next 3 years on SBI cards. Very good company in a niche space that were coming at very good discount at 700. Kept on saying that people should buy the company. Now it is 1,000. Even now it is not very expensive. So that's the call on SBI cards. But no comments on Brighton groups. I have to probably analyze and only then tell you. I think avoid the pharma space for a few weeks. Dr. Reddy's, everything is an avoid. There are issues happening. I said that in the last live session as well. So avoid the pharmaceutical per se space. Uh, Better to be in other sectors. I think IT is set to do extremely well this year in the next 6 months as well. All right, Camps is a good company. It's just that it's a good portfolio stock, but when to buy, that is the conundrum. So probably now, and some on declines. That's the call I would say on Camps. LT Foods is an avoid in my opinion. Ismo is an avoid as well. These are companies that you should avoid. Get into good quality, slightly larger companies. That would be my call. All right. Naveen Fluorine, well, the move has already taken place a lot. You can buy if you have a 2 3 year time frame. Yes, you can buy at these levels, but not for a trade. I think for a trade, the move has already taken place. L&T Infotech can be bought here. I think there again in 12 to 18 months we will see 6,000 on L&T Infotech. So that's the call. LT Foods, as I said, is an avoid. Newgen is a buy on declines. Good company in the software space. Newgen. Well, Tata Elxsi is a buy at current levels 4,200, 41, 4,200. It's a good buy. Somani Home Innovation, Bharat, thanks for your contribution. I think any level below 360 is a good level to get into. Even at current levels, you can buy a few 340, 350, even better. I think there's a chance it could double in the next 2 years, Somani Home Innovation. And I have it, so that's a disclaimer. Harsha, thanks for your contribution. CDSLC, if you have a good 4 5 year time frame, it's like a portfolio stock. So it's bet you just hold, you will make a good money out of it over 3 4 years. In short term, I can say that there is a possibility of a decline in August. I think August as a month is not that great for market. So be very careful trading in it. But over a 3 year period, money can be made in these kind of stocks. See, both Solar Industries and SRF, I'm positive on it. If you have it, just hold on to the stock from a long term point of view. Short term, anything can happen. There could be a decline. If you don't have, you can buy into Solar Industry for a 2 3 year time frame. All right. So, Prajit, another very good company. Manwaran, thanks for your contribution. Money Maran. Uh, I think Suprajit is one of the better, you can say, auto ancillary company. If you have it, hold. If you don't have it, don't buy. But if you have the stock, hold on to it. It's like GNA, Excel, Motherson, Sumi. It's in that bracket, will perform over 2 3 years. Again, auto ancillary autos is a space which will perform once everything settles down. Then you'll see the big move in such stocks. Ganesh, thanks for your contribution. If you have any query, you can shoot that to me. That's why, Chandan, I have to look at the stock, so I cannot comment on the stock at the moment for that. Hero Moto, I would prefer Maruti, even with the bad numbers. I think the valuations are interesting at 7,000, 100. You can buy in 2 years time. I see 10,000 on something like a Maruti. Mrs. Bector needs to really perform. It's expensive. The stock is expensive, so probably avoid for the time being, Mrs. Bector. All right. Clean Science again trading at 90 95 times earnings. I'm not comfortable buying. I think before the IPO, whatever the price was, that was attractive. Now it has gone up a lot. All right. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for being online. Thanks for being in this live session. Thanks all for supporting me on Patreon. That has helped me a great deal financially to continue with this YouTube channel and bring to you a lot of good stuff. I'm also beginning with comparative videos that would start coming in probably from next week onwards uh, on different types of stocks. I hope you like that. That will begin from Saturday onwards. All right. Manoj, thanks for your contribution. Raj Ratan Global at current price. Let me have a look at Raj Ratan Global. I was just shutting down, but since you've asked for it, Raj Ratan, I need to just open that up. My laptop is taking time, so just you need to wait a bit. I'll have a look at the charts and let you know. As far as the company is concerned, very, very decent company. So you can buy. Yes, I'll tell you the levels as to when to buy. So it has again, see, run up a lot. Buy some here, maybe 20 30%, and then wait for 2000 levels, 2100. Current price is 2380. 2000 to 2100 would be the best level to buy into Rajratan. So that's the call. Thanks for your contribution. So, all right, guys, kindly subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it, and support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.